All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to How to Master SQL DBA with TK. And as you already know, I'm TK. So let's get into it. If you are new here, this is our Facebook channel where we post everything SQL, all the videos that we do on SQL. So let me open my notepad. Okay, so if you are new here or you have been following us, you already know what we have done so far, right? If you're new, probably you don't know because it's obviously you're new. But if you have been following us, this is what we have done so far. And all these videos are interrelated, so they are linked. So if you miss the first part, then probably you will miss all these other parts, though. So you will need to start watching from the beginning. So today, we are going to be patching the servers that we installed during the last project. So the project for today is patching. Remember, last class, we were able to install our SQL Server successfully. So everything went smooth. So today, we want to run a patch on that SQL Server. How do we do it? So real quick, right? Before you run a patch on a SQL Server, right? Remember, this SQL Server is a brand new installation, right? So that there is no databases, no users, nothing on it. So running a patch on it is going to be very simple, very easy, straight to the point, nothing to worry about. But if you have a SQL Server that has databases, has users, stuff like that, you have to plan when and how to run that patch. It takes a lot of planning, right? You have to plan the perfect time that you need those databases to be offline, right? You need to let the users know that, okay, on this day at this time, it's going to be maintenance window. These databases are going to be offline, and we are going to be patching this server. Once you have that information, another thing you want to do is you make sure you take a backup of your databases, a full backup, as close as possible to the time that you want to do this patching. Just in case something goes wrong, you can always go back and restore those databases, because you don't want to do patching, then something goes wrong and you do not have a backup that was close enough to the time of that patching, right? So that is a wrong idea. So those are some of the few things that you have to keep in mind. I know, again, there's a lot more to it, but these are the few things that you have to keep in mind before you do patching. And also, it's always good to, because Microsoft have what's called Microsoft Tuesday. They come out, I believe, the last Tuesday of the month or the first Tuesday of the month. Either the last, I have to verify that information, that they come out with patching information. What companies or DBAs do if you're in charge of patching? When Microsoft comes out with a new patch, don't just jump and be like, okay, they got a security update, let me use it. It's always good sometimes to wait a little bit, wait for like a month or 2 months and see how it goes, and see if people are complaining that it has issues before you go ahead and run that patch. For today, we are going to be patching SQL 01. So let's go. We are going to be patching this SQL 01 and SQL 02. And as you see, my servers are up and running, and we are going to be patching those servers with. So I'm on SQL 01 right now. If I go to my software portal, let me go to the C drive. Where is this PC? C drive, software. There you go. We are going to be patching it with this cumulative update. This is the latest cumulative update for SQL 2022. There are some security updates that are out, but for this project, for this job, we are going to use this cumulative update, and it is the latest. If you remember, I believe during the second video of this training, of this course, when we got the software that we needed, that is what we downloaded. Remember, That's why we downloaded. And if you remember correctly, we downloaded this software from Microsoft Catalog. Alrighty. So how do you patch? Like again, the whole patching thing is very easy, right? Super easy to patch. But it's the preparation that goes into patching, right? So if something goes wrong, you got to fix it. That is the hardest part. But to patch it, I'll show you right now. It's super easy, like ABC. So if you want to patch it, right, all you have to do is click on this service pack right here, or right click on it, then run as administrator. So obviously we are doing it on SQL 01. As a matter of fact, before we do that, hold on. Before we do that, let's say no. Let me show you something. Go on your SQL server. So let's all log on our SQL server, and we're gonna run a very simple syntax just to see the patch information that's on the server. Then once we run it, we're gonna run it again, and you're gonna see the difference. So click on your SMS, your SQL Server Management Studio. Please click on that. Once you click on that, right, so I want you now to log on to, just like that, this SQL 01, and we're doing a Windows authentication. You click connect. Don't forget to click the trusted certificate. Once you're on this server, I want you to right click and go to where it says new query window. So right click up here. You see this where it's blue I'm doing? I'm just showing you if you've never used a SQL server. Let's say you're brand new. So I'm showing you what to do because you might be confused on what to do. So right click on it, then go over here. This now is called a query window. So this what I'm doing is called a query window. So we are now in a new query window. What you want to do is to run a very simple syntax, a very simple query called select space, then add version, just like that. You see, so you put select, then space, you put add version. Then you see, go up here that says execute, click on it. Okay, so now you have executed your first query on a SQL server. This query right here is just telling you that, okay, the patch information is saying that this is a SQL Server 2022, and this RTM means release to manufacturer. It means that we do not have we haven't patched. There's no patch information on this SQL server. It means that since it was released, we haven't patched it, because if there's the patch information, you will see. So that is how you know. Sometimes they'll say, okay, go to your computer, go to your SQL server and check the patch information to know what to patch, right? When it was last patched. So once you run this query right here, it gives you that information. So for now, we know that this was never patched, but we also know because we just installed the SQL server. But let's say you went to a company, you don't know the history, you don't know if it was ever patched. This simple syntax or this query will give you that information. Now let's go and do our patching, right? So let's go back to our C folder. Let's go to the software location and right click, then run as administrator. Then you say yes. Okay, it's loading. You just wait for it to load. So we're just waiting for it to load. So we're just doing a waiting game right now. Okay. Like I said, it's very easy. Okay, this is good. Something failed. So this is very important. It says that we cannot run this patch unless we restart this computer. So it's part of a prerequisite check, right? So everything else passed, but for us to patch this computer, we first need to restart the computer. If you have this information, go ahead and restart the computer. Remember, that's one of the reasons why you have to let, for example, your patching have to be during a maintenance weekend, because things like this, you tell users that, hey, the computer has to be offline. We have to take it offline. We have to restart the computer. We have to shut it down, right? So that is one of the reasons that, you let people know about patching, because see, you can just restart your computer. Remember, I told you never to ever restart your computer, but the patching requests us to do it. So let's go ahead and cancel from here and say yes, and let's restart the computer. So let's click right there. where we always do on the 4 little squares. I'll go to the power button and hit on restart. And it is, we can choose plan maintenance. Yeah, that's plan maintenance, and click continue. And now it is restarting. So let's just wait for it to restart. Say yes, restart anyway. Again, when it comes to patching, right, there's something else I forgot to mention. Again, there's a lot to it. When you have like jobs running, when you have actual users, you have jobs running on the SQL server, you have to shut the SQL agent off and disable those jobs, because you don't want to be patching your SQL server at the same time jobs are running. So those are all things you have to put into consideration when you are patching a server that's already been in use. Okay. Let's so our login is shiloh.t. Then okay. America. No, not there. In the bottom. There you go. America 2025. Enter. So Shiloh T, America 2025. I mean, we have been doing this for a long time now, so we should know. All right. All right, so let me hide this. I don't need to be seeing this all the time. Close it. All right, so now let's go back to our yellow folder as File Explorer. So we go to this PC and we go to the C drive. We go to the software location, and now we go back to our patching software. This one right here. So we right click on it and we run as administrator. So we let it do its thing. We say yes. Now, just give it a few minutes. So it's searching. And, all right. So now, as you can see, it's all good. So as always, we have to accept the license. So you go next. Okay. You just wait. And okay. So here it's saying that this one is going to patch right here. So database engine replication. Remember, those are the things we choose during our installation, if you remember, right? Okay, go next. So it's doing some checks. If we had more things in there that we chose, everything's going to show because it want to patch everything. Okay. And it's going to check for any security vulnerabilities, check for any updates that need to be done on the server. That's what patching is all about. Just like your phone, how often, like every once a month, every 2 months on your phone, you always have those updates that you have to just go through your phone and check to make sure everything is fine. For your phone, it's automatic, but for this software, you have to run it yourself, right? Okay, so it says file is the news check complete. Okay, so everything is fine. So we go next. Now, this is a summary right here. It's ready for the update. So it's just giving you a summary of everything's going to do. And you just click update. And now it is doing the update. Sometimes though, very important, I've seen this happen. Ensure that the service account which is running your SQL server is up to date, because there will be a situation that you are going to patch your servers and you won't be able to bring those services back online because of an issue with the service account. Make sure that service account is up to date. The service account has the right permissions. Those are some of the things, little things that you have to keep in mind that will make your life easy, right? Because it may sound so easy, so trivial, but using the wrong service account or the account with the wrong privileges, once you do an update, then now your services can come back online and it becomes a bigger issue that you can handle. So please always make sure. Those are things that sometimes, little things when you're doing your patching, you make sure you put them on your little notes. Okay, saving accounts is no, I have the right password, I have the right information, my jobs are off, all the users are offline, all those little checks. Okay, so as you can see, we are patching. it's doing the update. And once it does the update, good. So it has updated all this right here, and everything restarted. Everything is fine. Everything succeeded. So we can close, right? And we can close. As you can see, it took about, I don't know, less than 5 minutes for the patching to occur. So the patching itself is not an issue. It's the preparation for the patching, right? Is the preparation that you have to do to make the patching. Because again, if you have a production server that has a lot of computers with a lot of information, you want to make sure that everything goes as smooth as possible, right? So you have to prepare, do the right things. All righty. So let me go back to my server. So let me go to my SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. I'll open it up. Then let me connect. And now let me run that syntax again. Let me run that same command that I just did. So the command is going to be select at version, just like that. Then I'll click execute. Now you will see something different, right? Let me drag this right here. Oh yes, you see that here it says release to manufacturer CU, means cumulative update 20, and it gives me the number. You see KB50. Now if you take this number and you Google or you check on the Microsoft catalog, it can give you the exact date when it came out, so you can know if there's any cumulative update that's newer than this. So with this information, I can use this information to do a lot of things, right? So if I don't know if there's a cumulative update that came after this, all I have to do is just take this number right here, and Google, I search it on the Microsoft catalog, and it's gonna tell me if there's a newer something than that. And if there's nothing newer than this, it means this is the newest version I can use, right? All right, so this information right here is very important. This syntax right here is very important to be used. Now that we have done this for SQL 01, we are going to do the same thing for you already know, SQL 02. So let's click on our RDP, so remote desktop connection. We connect to SQL 02 and we hit connect. Okay. So for now, another thing real quick. So I know that I am remote dex connecting to SQL 02, but that's because I haven't configured this right here, this SSMS right here. That's going to be during the next class. I'm going to show you something that you can do, and that we are going to be doing a lot too, which means that this is SQL 02, right? I can connect to SQL 01 using SMS. So I don't have to remote desktop. So I can go to SQL 01. So well, let me switch this back to Windows authentication. So I can switch, right? I can, if I put SQL 01 right here and I connect, let's say I hit connect. Normally, I'm supposed to connect, but it's going to fail. And I know why it's going to fail. That is because there is a configuration, there's a setting that I have to fix. I haven't fixed that. So once I fix that, I'll show you that I'll show the team during the next class, and we will go from there. So let me cancel for now, and let's focus on patching. So let's just do the patching, and we'll discuss that later on. Let me just put 02 and connect. No. Say Windows authentication. There you go. Connect. Okay, there you go. And now let's right click and go to new query. Once we're in new query, we're gonna run the same syntax. We're gonna do select space, add version. And just like that, we're going to hit execute. And if I drag it, drag this way, you will see the same thing. It does not have any patching information. It does not have any cumulative update, nothing. It just says release to manufacturer. So we know that this server has never been patched and there's no patch information. So we are going to run a patch right now, just like we did with SQL 01. So let's go over here in our File Explorer, our beautiful yellow folder. We go all the way to this PC. On this PC, we go to the C drive. We go to the software location. Then we are looking for this right here that says SQL Server 2022 KB. We right click. Then we run as administrator. It might prompt us to restart. I believe it might prompt us. Remember, it did prompt us to restart SQL. Run. It might prompt us to. It might prompt us to restart. I have the feeling to. So let's just see. If it does, we know how to fix it, right? So it's nothing. So if it prompts us for a restart, then we just restart the server and go from there. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. That's a good thing. Accept. So next. Now the same thing we did, right? It is going to do an update for all this right here. The SQL Server, the engine, replication, and shell futures if we had the shell future. So go next. So now it's just doing a check. So the file check is complete. We go next. And it's giving us a summary of what it's going to be doing. And we just hit the update. So it's initiating the update. So we just wait. We just wait and wait and wait for it to initiate that update. Okay, you just wait. So now it's a waiting game. All right. We just waiting. And once everything runs smoothly, because the worst feeling is when something goes wrong and it's a production environment. You have 100 databases on that environment and you got to bring them back online. You have to make it work. So that's the worst feeling right there. Yeah, that's the worst feeling. Like you start scratching your head. What went wrong? What happened? So that's why we always have to put things in place. We have to have it's called a rollback plan. So have a rollback plan. If things go wrong, how do you go back to how things used to be before? How do you revert it? How do you fix it? Right? So we have to have that as a DBA. And once you become a senior DBA, then you become independent. I mean, a lot of things that you will do independently because they'll ask you for advice and direction. All right, as you can see, everything succeeded. So that is good. So we can close from here and we can close from here. And now if we are back in this SQL Server, if we run the same syntax again, now we see that the SQL Server has been updated, right? So right here, cumulative order 20, right here. So as you see, that is how you run a SQL patch. It's so simple, so straightforward, but yet, remember, we have no jobs, nothing on these servers. But when you have a server that has a lot of databases, have a lot of jobs, have a lot of activities going on, you have to plan everything differently and strategically, right? Okay, so I'm going to stop the class here and we are going to continue next class with, let me see what we have for next class. Okay, we are going to continue next class with, I'll show you how to navigate the configuration manager. Yes, and I'm going to do some few configuration changes Alrighty, stay blessed and ciao ciao. Bye bye.